place to keep us in chains. By show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same? 1% trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching at home, DCK Productions proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world! The greatest podcast in the world? Suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. I appreciate it if you both suck it. Suck it!
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
And welcome everybody to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all. That is awesome. Derek, how the fuck is everybody tonight? Man, oh man, oh man. Another fantastic night. 3 nights in a row of fantastic music. Now, last night I told you guys that, due to unfortunate circumstances, the band Impulses was not going to be able to play tonight, and that is the case. However, I was able to get in touch with another band tonight, and they so graciously stepped up to me to put on a great show for you guys tonight. Spectacular show that we have planned for you guys tonight with Harlan County Kings. Last night was Kings of the Wild Things. Tonight is Harlan County Kings. Fantastic band, fantastic show that we have got coming up for you. And my phone is going off and I need to mute my phone. But that is coming up later on in the hour. But before then, we have got an amazing musician that I will be talking to prior to that. But while I'm waiting for him to get into the queue here, which I'm not really sure where he's at, but I'm going to message him. So, give me 1 second. All right. So while I'm waiting for the guest for the evening, and I'll get to the introductions once he gets here. But if you already are clicked on it, you already know who it is. So, but I'll get to that in a moment here. And, oh, there he is. Cool. So he's on. So I'll get to that stuff later. So tonight's guest is one of the founding members, along with his brother, of Fishbone, formed in 1979. 40 years of amazing music, amazing times. Now, they've gone through a lot of iterations through the years, but they've always had this gentleman has always been the core of the band. And I'm so stoked to be able to talk to him. If you don't know who Fishbone is a band that, fuses funk, punk, metal, reggae, soul, ska. It's like a little bit of everything. And they are just an amazing group. And I'm so glad to have the founder and the bassist of this band on with me tonight in Norwood Fisher. How are you, buddy?
All right. Glad I could show up.
Hey, man, I'm glad to have you here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me, brother.
Hey, no problem. Like I said, I'm happy to have you.
Yeah,
so how's it been going?
It's a wonderfully bizarre and strange world sometimes, and all the pain, suffering, and sadness not like it's real for people, you know, and but in my personal life, like I'm pushing forward, and you know, like you know, the music industry was one of the first entire industries to bottom out. So it's like it's a lot of musicians that I know they could not connect the dots to maintaining, you know, but but I'm fortunate for personally and for my band, for Fishbone, been able to stay afloat and recording with Fat Mike and you know, move like new Fishbone is coming as very soon. I'm pretty damn sure it's sooner than quicker than in any process that we've ever been in.
That's well, at least you guys have been able to do some new music and are able to put out some new music for your fans. Because you know, I mean, this is probably the worst time ever for music and entertainment in general. You know, whether it be the movie industry or whether it be music industry, it sucks. You know, I've had 2 shows canceled on me this year. Well, one hasn't been canceled yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to cancel it. You know, my favorite band, you know, Coheed and Cambria just got canceled on me today. And then at the end of the year, I was supposed to go see Five Finger Death Punch with Papa Roach. And that's most likely going to get canceled as well, because there's no way the Baltimore Arena is going to hold anybody right now. So it's like, what are we doing? I mean, so, you know, what are you doing out there right now other than making the new music? What are you doing right now to stay relevant and stay positive in your fans' eyes?
Okay, well, first and foremost, Fishbone just did a drive-in show that seemed to be an amazing success. And that as a possible path for entertainers to connect with audiences in a live setting, it at least gives you something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's strange to look out from the stage and see a sea of cars and maybe a few people dancing outside the car, you know, social distance cars, a space in between each car.
Yeah.
You know, which I'm not mad at it. I had a good friend, Jeffrey Papes, pass away from COVID-19 not long ago. And I absolutely do not want to do a Fishbone show and have a headline read 35 people caught COVID-19 at a Fishbone show, 10 people died, 3 people died, 1. I don't want it. So I'm like, let's you know, figuring it out through the drive-in experience was awesome. I've been doing live streaming with some other projects. Think Experience is a project I do with Scott Page, who played in Pink Floyd, Supertramp, and Toto.
Yeah, I had him on the show last week.
Okay, excellent. He's amazing. So then if you guys watch Scott Page, you know what Think is. Me, Scott, Steve Perkins, Kenny Olson, Derek Day, and a few other people, all bringing, you know, and as a business entity, as a musical experience, is so we did an amazing live stream where Scott brainstormed having interactive live stream where we actually got to see the faces of the people that we were playing for on the screens. It gave us an audience of sort. And it was and do question and answers in between. Brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been doing a series of outdoor live streams with an artist I play bass for named Beebs. Beebs and her Moneymakers.
I know Beebs and her Moneymakers.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, they're out of Florida, and I actually moved from Florida to here not too long ago. So I've seen Beebs many, many times.
Yeah, man. So she's in San Diego. So I've been playing bass with her, writing, recording, and live streaming outdoors,
mm-hmm.
which actually seemed to be a winning kind of thing. You know, and so I'm looking to do more live stream situations. There'll be a live stream coming up. I'm going to do a memorial for my friend that passed, Jeff Papes, August 21st through live stream portal at Third Encore.
Mm-hmm.
And we looks like I blocked out 2 Fridays in a row, August 21st and August 28th, where my band Trulio Disgracious. So I've been recording a bunch, and I've been recording with, like I said, I've been recording with Beebs. I've been recording Trulio Disgracious. I got a single coming out September 18th. I'm producing a couple things as well, and staying busy. And the other thing is, like, I've been doing bass lessons online for 5 years, so I was kind of locked and loaded in something that actually had the ability to sustain me in this time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I never went super hard advertising my bass lessons because I always was concerned with being on tour and being able to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I can't control my reality on tour. Boy, now I'm home a lot, and I figured out the math on like what would be kind of awesome for me to have 20 students. So, Norwood lessons at gmail.com. And if you're looking at some bass lessons, you got a kid that's got some pent up energy, give them to me online.
Yeah. I mean, I'm starting to think that, between the drive-in shows, because there's a lot of bands that are getting ready to do drive-in shows. I mean, I've talked to a couple rappers. There's a bunch of bands locally in town here, in the DC area, that are getting ready to do some, the same things. And a lot of people, I mean, one of my favorite comedians, Elijah Scherzinger, is actually doing a parking lot drive-in show right now tonight. So, I mean, a lot of people are in the process of doing that. So I mean, that's great that you're doing that as well, because it's between drive-ins and streaming. I think that's the future for a while.
Yeah, and once we got in the groove of streaming and I saw what was happening, I'm like, oh, this was the future that was waiting to happen. It might have been 5-10 years off, but probably more than 5 before people started really getting into it. So we kind of thrust into a future that was waiting to happen anyway, is the way it seems. But like I'm like, whatever it takes to kind of, those of us lucky enough to be able to roll with the punches, to kind of blaze a path for others to come after us and enjoy the possibility of connecting with an audience whatever way possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's actually one of the things that I'm doing as well. So I don't know if you've heard or Jimmy told you about it, but I'm actually in the process right now of doing a concert series here on the show, to where, 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I'm bringing on bands to do a live performance for my audience and to, give them some national exposure. So like this week I had 3, next week I've got 2, and then so on and so forth. I'm bringing them on, and it's turned out to be a fantastic thing. The response has been overwhelming, especially from some of these local unsigned bands in the DC area that are just looking to play, and I had a band last night out of Baltimore, and I got another one tonight out of Baltimore, and they're just excited just to play, and that's the biggest thing. So I'm trying to bring music home when we can't go see it right now.
Yeah. And you know what? And I appreciate the fact that you are bringing unsigned talent, undiscovered talent to the forefront. Like, that's super important, man. We have to, like, that's nurturing the future, and whether those bands last forever or if they last for a short period of time, some of those musicians will go on to be in other bands, and we're all just trying to figure it out the whole way through. So, you know, like when Fishbone came up, you know, like I know we were rough as fuck around the edges, and you know, like you could go out and do a gig and like friendly competitions with other bands, and you know, you saw other people do amazing things, and it inspired you to kind of dig into your thing a little harder, you know, discovering music is one of the most fabulous, amazing things. And it's like, you know, so I'm like, cheers to you for bringing that to people. There should be like a whole subculture of people that all they want to hear is things that no one else wanted to hear, that no one else has discovered yet.
Yeah. I mean, the band that I had on last night was a band, like I said, out of Baltimore, named Kings of the Wild Things. And they're a younger band. And let me tell you what, I mean, at one point in time, the stream was just blowing up and people were just loving it. They had a few of their fans on, but I mean, it was mostly mine, and they just blew up. And, you know, tonight, like I said, I got another band named Harlan County Kings, and they're coming on right after you. And, you know, I'm hoping that the audience that brought, you know, that's here right now watching you, that they specifically came here to watch you, stays on and watches them next, because, I mean, their sound is, you know, very much inspired by you too. I can tell, I can hear it in them.
Sure.
Yeah. And, you know, I've heard just so many amazing bands. I mean, everything from like funk rock to folk rock to poppy stuff that is just so original. And it's like, why aren't these guys getting more exposure? And, you know, and it's just sad. So I'm like, as I'm thinking about doing this, because, you know, Jimmy and Eileen gave me a bunch of, you know, bands that were coming on to play anyway. And that's when I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I had immediate just reactions from everybody. And I also had some national acts reach out to me too and say, hey, I want to come play too. Cool. Bring it on. Right. So it's like, it's fantastic. I'm loving it. That's so
awesome.
Well, you know, I appreciate that. I mean, because like I said, it's just something that I really, really wanted to do, and to set myself apart from everybody else does what I do. But you know, but at the same time, I'm trying to bring music home. I'm sick and tired of sitting in my house, not being able to go see music. I saw 10 concerts last year. I've seen none this year.
Right.
And it's sad. It's sad. I miss it, because I mean, I know you guys miss it more than anything. And you know, doing a drive-in show is fun. Doing a you know, a stream show is fun. But there's nothing like looking out into the crowd and seeing 5, 10, 15,000 people just screaming for you, seeing all those eyes that just pop as soon as you walk up on stage.
Last year this time, Fishbone and George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic were on tour with Dumpster Funk, and you know, like it was off the Chizang, you know, and this year promised to be an amazing year for Fishbone, for me personally, for Trulio Disgracious, like everything I was involved in, Think Experience. 2020 was a promising prospect. And, you know, so we all had the setback. The whole wide world got a setback. Some people suffered devastating losses, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like financially and, you know, lives are being lost. Like, I didn't give a fuck about Herman Cain, but he sacrificed his life for Donald Trump. Ain't that a bitch?
Well, you know what? I find that the ultimate irony, because, you know, he went to that rally, and then 2 weeks later he got COVID, and he died a month later from COVID. You know, and, you know, the Republicans are the ones sitting there saying, don't wear a mask. But yet, look at what happened.
Yeah. So, you know, it's like, you know, we live in an absurd reality. Maybe we always lived in an absurd reality. Mm-hmm. You know, people, I see the dystopia that we are living in, that some people, weren't aware. Like, like when I started hearing the conversation about the dystopian reality and how bad it could get, like I just kind of went back to like, damn, imagine the first Africans that were sold into slavery or just stolen from Africa. Like what they dystopia started 500-600 years ago for some people. So
yeah.
it's like, and Body Count dropped a song called No Lives Matter.
Yep.
And when you see authority fighting veterans, moms and dads in Portland, you go, oh, y'all want to say Black Lives Matter? Feel this, No Lives Matter. We'll treat you like a nigga.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, when that song actually came out, last year, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, and now it means more now than it did before. I mean, Ice-T has always been at the forefront of this shit. I mean, even back in the 90s when he first came out with Body Count and they did Cop Killer, and now they're doing even more stuff now. When I heard that they were getting back together and, coming back out with new stuff, I was so stoked. And all their stuff that they've put out has just been powerful and moving, but then at the same time, just great damn music.
Yeah. Hey, Ice is the OG from these streets that I grew up in. And, there's some genius in some outlaws, which is why America always idolized the outlaw. That's a part of the fabric of America.
It really is.
Idolization of the outlaw. So, Ice-T's take on things and his perceptions have always been on point.
Yeah.
He's always been connected to another level of thought. And, so that's why I brought it up.
Oh, absolutely. And when you said Body Count, I was like, oh, I love Body Count.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a hardcore metal guy. I mean, I've been hardcore metal since, the first time I grabbed And Justice for All in 1988.
Right.
And I was only 7 years old. And I was like, what the hell is this? This is amazing. Before that, I thought Michael Jackson was end all be all of all music. And then I discovered this unforced, this hidden music that my dad would never tell me about. And I was like, oh, I was hooked. Still, Michael Jackson for me is still the end all be all of, great music, but still metal is just in my blood.
I understand. I was, not too dissimilar, like every, I was born in 1965, bro. So, Michael Jackson wasn't that far in age from me. Mm. So I got to grow up going like, wow. And then, about age 6 or 7 or so, Funkadelic,
Oh, yeah.
Like kind of flipped my lid. So I do understand, like, there's, and you know what, it's human beings. Like I guess you need Santa Claus somewhat. I don't know if we need Santa Claus or not, but Michael Jackson's kind of like Santa Claus and Mickey Mouse and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then you kind of realize like, oh, there's no Santa and Mickey Mouse is not real, even if you touched him at Disneyland or Disney World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you get to explore the possibility of human darkness.
Oh, yeah. And I think the exploration of human darkness is where it's at.
Well, you know what? Hey, that's what the Greek tragedies were about, right?
Yeah.
And I think we should all take really go back and look at the Greek tragedies and understand, like just by telling us what it means to be human.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, absolutely. So you guys have been around for 40 years. And in that 40 years, you guys have gone through many different members. I'm, without look, excuse me, and looking back at it and, as much as I know about you guys, I mean, I've been following you guys for years. I mean, with all the different members that you've had, you could have created 3 different separate bands with just, the amount of guys you've had come in and out.
Oh, yeah.
But you've always been in. I mean, it was always been your band. I mean, even your brother left for a while. I mean, and it's just, what after 40 years, you're now in Aerosmith territory. You're now in, Metallica came up a little bit after you, but, you're in that Rolling Stones territory and stuff like that. How are you feeling about where you guys are at today?
You know what? I'm glad that every single original member is alive. We only got one original member that's not in the band, but every single one of us is alive. And I'm just happy that we can actually come together, play. That the name still demands people's attention. That I'm happy that people give a fuck. Right? Like I love what I do. I love doing it, and I do not take it for granted that people have to love it like I love doing it.
Yeah.
So mine is gratitude, bro. I'm just like, and you know what? We seem to have arrived in a great place by joining forces with Fat Mike. I'm personally loving the process. I'm loving what we're doing. I'm loving what he's bringing to the table. And I'm loving interacting with my band, creating it. Like Angelo is happy in the studio. He's having fun. He shows up. He come to the studio and do his part for every record. But there's a joy in that he's exuding right now. That's like it's good to be a Fishbone right now, And if we keep this up, we might actually, we might actually go backwards in age or something, right? Like get a little young. Kerr is younger.
Yeah.
Even though when we hit the stage, we kind of bring it no matter what, especially Angelo. So
yeah, I mean,
it's a good time, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my current band.
Yeah, as you should be. And like you said, you guys are starting to regress as far as age goes, and starting to feel younger again as you guys get older. Metallica did that exact same thing. I mean, with their last album that they came out with, it was like reliving, Master of Puppets and And Justice for All, and they even said they felt better than they have in years. But then James fell off the wagon again and whatever. But but at that point when they first released that album, they were just all over it. And I'm glad that you guys are feeling that exact same thing. I mean, especially again, after 40 years, it's phenomenal.
Oh yeah. And let me just, 40 years ago, I was 14, facing 15, right? So, we had a few years to go before we played our first club date. I was 17 when we played our first club date in 1983. So, I feel like we're really fortunate to have met each other, and in the time that we came up, it was possible for us to be a band. Like, I was reminiscing with my mom the other day that you know, like like the first time we left California to do a show, my brother wasn't old enough. He wasn't out of high school. He had classes that day.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy though. But you know, of all the things that you guys have done, what is your greatest accomplishment to this point?
I don't know. I don't sit around and I don't think I've achieved my greatest accomplishment. Like mostly my like, I don't know. Like, my greatest accomplishment is you know, taking lemons and making lemonade. Making lemonade out of lemons or something, whatever the saying is.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, I think that's actually a great answer. I mean, to be totally honest with you, I mean, you've turned something and you turned nothing into something, and you've been able to ride on it for as long as you have. So that is a huge accomplishment, to be honest.
Yeah. It's simple. Maybe surviving. America is a wild place to, you know, like shit. Yeah. I mean, here's to all the survivors, right? Like, really, like, there's no promises. You know, there's no promises of fame, fortune. There's no promises that you'll make it to tomorrow. You know? That's a fact. We're all survivors on some level. So, you know, I was about to go into, you know, growing up in gang-related LA, but you know what? There's obstacles anywhere you are. Every kid, you know, at some point has to confront a bully. Mm-hmm. You know, and maneuver through that. You know, there's you know, the battlefield of love. You know, everybody takes shots, and you know, has to survive that. It's you know, so anyway, yeah, man. But I tell you what. I'm like, you know, there's been a lot of amazing shows in my history with Fishbone, with Trulio Disgracias, with every project that almost every project that I've been in, there's been some peak moments. And you know, like, my love for music is a part of continuing learning about myself through music, and maybe continuing to learn about the world through my love of music, to experience other people's art. You know? Yeah.
Oh, definitely. So how do you feel about the state of music today? Let's say, for instance, COVID wasn't going on. When I'm not talking about the fact that we can't tour or anything else, but like the influx of bands, the different types of genres that are out there. You know, how do you feel about the actual state of music as a whole today?
Well, you know, honestly, like, that's a difficult question to answer, because I'll tell you what, I'm not one of those people that think that the kids are doing the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I might not love every damn thing, but I'm like, the kids got to figure it out for themselves no matter what. Because there was a time when I liked things and adults was calling it bubble gum, and I didn't understand. And I had to figure my way through it. You know, and in every era, there's music that people think sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there was always music that was heavily produced with record labels that put more into producers than artists that were, you know, with a mandate to create hits.
Yeah.
And so there was never a time where that didn't exist. You can look back in hindsight at 70s music or 60s music and wax poetically about how it had more integrity, how it had more this or that. But some of that shit sucked at the time. I hated some of that shit in real time. I got older and I was like, oh, well, that shit all wasn't that so bad. You know? Like I have my what do they call it? Guilty pleasure moments where I go back and I go through the disco songs that I hated at the time. And I'm like, oh, that's actually a nice succession of chords.
Yeah, I say that all the time when I listen to the Bee Gees, let me tell you.
Yeah, you know what? ABBA.
Okay.
Right? ABBA's one of them things. It's like, okay, like, yeah, that shit sucks. But can I listen to it and see what was good about it? So I'm going to do that about music of any time. You know, a bunch of music sucked in the 80s. I hated it then. I listen back, I'm like, damn, that shit is corny. But I got to put my head on and just be like, another head on and actually try to find the good parts. And why it was moving people, you know, because maybe because I was just maybe wanted to hear more punk rock, ska, see what, you know, deep funk, you know, whatever was underground. You know, there was always an underground hip hop and there was shit that was pop.
Yeah.
You know, and people that sucked. So, you know, music is like that today.
It is. Who are some of your favorite artists of today?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm friends with all of them. You know, and if I start talking about artists today that I like, and I look up and I find they've been around for 10 years, they ain't exactly new, you know?
Well, I mean, even in the last 10, 15, 20 years, I mean, there's still a lot of bands that have, you know, they're still around, thankfully.
Right. Like a few years ago, I stumbled into The Alchemist, the producer. I stumbled into his studio, and this dude was there, Earl Sweatshirt. So I've been checking for Earl Sweatshirt, right? And I kind of like his demeanor. And he's got a bit of don't give a fuck that I can catch. And you know, I was doing a show with Biebs. It was all women on the bill in Silver Lake. And I got to see, like, it was like the bomb. Well, wait, was that there? There was another show. There was a couple shows where it was like the Bomb Pops and Back Cop. Like, kind of really flipped my lid. And I went back and I kind of went on Apple Music and went through their catalogs for a few days and kind of like just dug in and see what they were doing. And it's, you know, like that it seemed vital. And I like the fact that women are just bringing it.
They are. Oh my God. There's so many good women out there today. And I think, you know, I had this conversation not too long ago with another band. And a lot of people, you know, even though it's not true, a lot of people still say that rock is dead here in America. And I don't believe that. But if anyone's going to make is going to change the minds of other people that are saying that, it's going to be these females like Maria Brink of In This Moment, or Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. And we have all these phenomenal front women that just are killing it, and they deserve so much praise.
And you know what? If people missed Susie Quattro, like I actually just watched her documentary, which I'm in. Like her story, like I knew who Susie Quattro was just because you grew up in LA and Rodney Binghamheimer's on the radio playing her, and she had some songs that were dope that were on the radio here. But, you know, by and large, America kind of missed her. So she was like one of those pioneering women that didn't give a fuck. So, you know, I want to point people towards that.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, and just while we on it, just somebody that was super inspirational to Fishbone in particular, Betty Davis, whose documentary is out there. They didn't ask me for an interview for that one, but I got a lot of Betty Davis knowledge already, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so like, you know, and so she was like super pioneering and maybe influential in the underground to like, you know, like my homegirl Joy out of Atlanta, you know, who Fishbone actually made an album with, who never came out, but we covered a Betty Davis song, If I'm in Luck. You tool around YouTube and you can find that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so in fact, look, there's like, hey, we live in a crazy ass time, but I'm gonna just say this is that like, you know, the women of today moving forward in music, like, you know, that are presenting themselves far and beyond. She's good for a girl. This fucking shit is just dope, right? And you know, part of that is you know, it took the Bangles and L7, you know, to come through. It took the Go-Go's, right, and a whole bunch of other women to actually that kind of built upon the shoulders of each other to bring it to now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and in fact, like I kind of think about like how insane things are, but we like in the 70s, everybody thought that marijuana would have been legal by the 80s, and then Ronald Reagan became president, and everything went backwards.
Oh yeah.
So for right now to be in a time where marijuana is actually recreationally legal in so many places, is amazing. Is I don't smoke weed. I'm an advocate, you know. I'm an advocate, and I'm more of an advocate, and I'm like in the medical side of it. I have a CBD company called Woodrow Labs Hollywood, to be exact, and but I used to smoke a lot of weed.
Haven't we all?
Yeah, but I'm an advocate. I'm like, you know, I'm like the plant is healing. People should. I'm actually like all drugs should be legalized. I like the Portuguese model. I think it works. You know, and actually anywhere else on the planet, I can't think of every place right now, but I know Portugal kicked ass. You know, I don't do any drugs. I just know that illegal never stopped anybody from doing shit.
Yeah, it costs us more than anything else.
Exactly. So, you know, to actually offer people treatment, you know,
yeah,
and not criminalize it is always made more sense to me. You know, and the fact that we live in a time where one, gay marriage came first, and now LGBTQ and is actually at the forefront of the conversation. The things that we actually are facing as a planet.
Yeah.
Not everywhere on the planet is doing it well, but the conversation is there, and it is just like, you know what it means to be human.
Yeah. Wholeheartedly.
You know, all the variations of the possibilities of human being, and just being cool with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Absolutely. I'm a huge LGBTQ advocate as well. My oldest 18-year-old daughter, she's gay, and I actually have a gay pride tattoo for her. I actually took her on her 18th birthday to go get her very first tattoo, and she wanted a gay pride tattoo, and I got the exact same matching one.
Right.
So I am proudly one of the only straight guys in the entire country to have a gay pride tattoo, and I wear it with pride because, again, it's for my daughter, and I will do anything for that girl. So it's like, you know, I am always at the rallies. I am, like I said, you know, big advocate for that.
Yeah, and it's for your daughter, but it's also for the world, right?
Absolutely.
And so, you know, and because we actually are doing the work of making the world a better place when people take a stance. If it's for your daughter, it's for all of us. You know.
Yep.
So, you know, but these are things like in the 70s, like I could have never imagined it. You know, and you know the fact that there was that the Me Too movement came up and actually demanded the attention that it did.
Yep.
It has, and it still is going forward. Like not like it's behind us. There's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
In all of these areas.
Correct.
You know, but there was like 70s, 80s, 90s. Asked me if this was possible. I'd have been like, yeah, we trying to legalize weed, but I don't know. Like,
yeah. I mean, and some of the states, like I said, I live in the DC area. It's legal in DC to own, but it's not illegal to sell. So, like, you know, people who actually sell it, they have to call it, you know, giving me a donation, or you buy this T-shirt for $100, I'll give you some weed for free. And there's so many weird things around it, but you know, it just needs to be flat across the board and just be done with it, especially if nothing else, weed, because there is proof that it kills cancer cells. There is proof that obviously it helps, you know, hunger with people who have, you know, are getting chemo and stuff like that. So, I mean, it should at least be for that. And it's in my state, in Virginia, you know, there's only like 3 states in the entire state that's allowed to give a medical card. You know, it's legal here for medical purposes, but literally, I mean, I'm sure it's more than 3, but if that's what it feels like, that there's only 3 that you can go get it from. And it has to be one of these crazy freaking things that you have in order to be able to get it. It's out of control. It just needs to be done.
Yeah. And would we have had the evolution from ska to reggae without weed? Like, I don't know. Would Bob Marley and Lee Scratch Perry have actually, you know, figured it out for us all?
Yeah.
Enjoy reggae without weed? I don't know.
And the same could be said about, you know, Ozzy Osbourne and metal. Would he have been able to come up with that kind of stuff without coke?
Yeah, you know, who knows? I was thinking it was like, it maybe had more to do with LSD though.
It was something.
Yeah, you know, it's just the psychological explorations. you know, it was like, you know, it's all necessary, and it's actually there's probably never been a time in human history where humans have not interacted with psychotropic substances.
Yeah.
You know, and it is, you know, so obviously, like I went through my phases and I came out the other side, and no, I don't want to be high, and I'm not looking to eat no mushrooms or have a drink. Like, that's just not me. But I'm like, and I'll be the first to say it's not for everybody. Like, everybody shouldn't go. I don't think everybody should go out and do anything.
Yeah.
You know, but illegal ain't stopped those that are curious ever.
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely
Illegal
not.
ain't stop a hungry man from stealing.
That's a fact.
And it definitely ain't stop a greedy man from embezzling.
Oh, so true. The wisdom.
Illegal, we should be thinking about, what does it mean for shit to be illegal? Like, and maybe rethink our crime and punishment situation.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe it's capitalism. I don't know, but that's going off a cliff into some other shit, maybe.
Yeah, that's a whole other hour-long conversation. So, you guys are going to release the new album. Where do you see the future of Fishbone going?
All right, let me just say one. Okay, so look, I would not have been able to predict that the songs that we wrote when we were teenagers would actually find any relevance in the 21st century. Like, I thought we'd figure something out, right? When Angelo was insisting that we put "fuck racism" on a T-shirt and make it big, and so you couldn't miss it from a block and a half away, I didn't think that shirt would mean so much right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And, you know, if all I know is that we'll just keep digging deep and being honest with ourselves and hopefully being playful, you know? Like, a lot of that shit came out of joking and being playful. And it just happened to strike a nerve somewhere. It's like, I was discussing with somebody the other day, the first EP, the song Voyage to the Land of the Freeze-Dried Godzilla Farts, right? The VTT or whatever, I just said it, and I don't, all them initials on that, you know. And like, really, the title came about because it was my first encounter with Holocaust deniers, right? I was like, how the fuck can you deny the Holocaust? Like, you know, like, it didn't make sense to me. And so I was like, what do they think of next? Like, America never dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Like, it was just a big freeze-dried Godzilla fart? Like, that's where the title came from. And, you know, like, actually, in the lyrics of the song was all abstract and, like, I don't know what the fuck I was saying when I wrote it. It was like, I do that sometimes, just write a bunch of shit. But I look back at it and I'm like, you know, it's somehow applicable.
Yeah.
Right. And I didn't mean to do that shit. And so I don't know if we're tapped into anything or not. I'm playing. Most of the time. Sometimes I sit down and write something out of frustration and anger. But all I know is we just keep doing what we're doing and hopefully stay on the right path and connect with the right people. I love that we connected with Fat Mike, like that was something that was maybe, it feels like we're in the right place at the right time with the right crew, and I have every intention on being here for years to come with my band Fishbone to keep bringing it to the people and being exploratory. There's I think that's one of the things about Fishbone that I will always hold myself accountable for musical explorations to try to figure out something that ain't been done before. Say something that's never been said before. Maybe it's impossible, but it's fun to try.
Yeah. And I hope that, that comes true and you guys stick around for as long as you guys can, because you know what? A world without you guys is not a world that I want to be living in anytime soon.
Right on.
Dude, you are nothing but a class act, and your wise words of wisdom will, trust me, are going to carry with me throughout the rest of my days, because you hit a lot of nails on the head tonight that, that are just right there. And I feel right along with you, brother. So, dude, to you and your family and to your band, I wish you guys nothing but the best.
Right on. Thank you, my brother. And, thanks for having me, and I'll be glad to come back whenever the time is right.
Hell yeah. When that new album drops, I'm definitely having you back.
Yeah, yes. And like I said, look for the single, Keep Your Ear to the Ground, and Trulio Disgracious, Rubber Dope Records. Who in the Fuck Are You single, September 18th. Woodrow Labs Hollywood on Instagram. And you got me, Woody Woodstraw, on Instagram down there, and look for Norwood Lessons at gmail.com if you want to play some bass with me.
Hell yeah. Dude, again, I appreciate you so much. Thank you very much for being here. You are one of those most genuine guys I've had on this show, so just thank you for that.
Right on. Thank you, bro.
All right, brother. You have a good one. I'll talk to you again soon.
All right, now, for sure.
All right, man.
Later.
Oh, man, that was fan-damn-tastic. Guys, don't go anywhere. Harlan County Kings are coming up right after this commercial break. Guys, ever wonder how I get this manly beard looking so good? It's all because of Viking Revolution. And at Viking Revolution, not only can you get some great beard balms, but you can also get some great beard oils, as well as some awesome quick shower pads, which helps prevent you stanking up after the gym. Also, these great wet wipes, which help prevent, stanky after going doo-doo. And also some pomades and some other great products, all at Viking Revolution. So do yourself a favor, go to dcproductions.com/sponsors, click on the banner, and get yourself some of these great products. Viking Revolution. Join the revolution. Guys, have you ever wondered how you can help support the channel and also look fucking cool in the process? Go to the link down below, www.dckproductions.com/shop, to get the awesomest merch on the market today. Whether you just want to get one of our plain logos in one of our many different colors, or if you want to get one of our cool graphic tees that just are funny as hell, the choice is yours. But definitely pick up your choice of any one of these shirts in any color, any size, any style that you choose. at www.dckproductions.com/shop or click the link in the bio. Thank you, guys. All right, and we're back, and all the links for everything is down in the description below. So, without any further ado, let's just get right to it. Please welcome the Harlan County Kings.
So he stepped out of the bar, pulled his hat down, going nowhere fast by car. No, puts his thumb into the air. Jesus, children, pass the wine and grow their hair. Yeah, but it's a shame on this two-lane highway, lights and shadows pass me by. I beat the flame, gonna do it my way, going nowhere fast. When that winter wind blows down, it's unforgiven. Any shelter from the cold? No. Saw it from the other side. Are you thinking from behind my own eyes? Yeah. But it's a shame on this two-lane highway, lights and shadows pass me by. Lead the flame, I'm gonna do it my way. We're going nowhere, nowhere fast. It's a shame on this two-lane highway, lights and shadows pass me by. I see the flame, gonna do it my way, going nowhere, nowhere fast. Hey everybody, how you doing out there in internet land? We're the Harlan County Kings, obviously, since you tuned in to see us. We hope everybody's doing well, feeling good, feeling strong. I know we are. We haven't seen each other for like 4 months. Last show we played, it was actually cold outside. In the middle of Pennsylvania it was.
Pennsylvania.
So anyway, the song's called Happenstance. dance a sweet sensation on the wrong end of the law. Rolling hard to find a station. Never made much sense at all. Helping hands in revelation. Time to go and time to stay. Rolling all around the outside. Never found a better way. When I'm gone, and you find yourself alone. When I'm gone, are you finally coming home? When I'm gone, and you find yourself alone. When I'm gone, are you finally coming home? When I'm gone, or you find yourself alone, alone. When I'm gone, are you finally coming home? It's one of our newer songs we've been recording in the last year or so. When did we record that? Last year or so, exactly. That's what it is. So if you see a little scroll thing at the bottom of the screen, it's the PayPal. You know, obviously, if you want to throw 50 cents, 75 cents, you know, walking around money, you got to get around town, right?
We wouldn't be upset if it was 80 cents.
80 cents is fine, you know, that's good. Whatever you can afford, you know, a couple hundred, you know. All right, this song's called Let It Ride. Hey, what you doing up there? Did you grow your hair? Sing the blues. Hey, is that your favorite song? You can sing along. There's nothing to lose. Wild, it calls your name like a dying flame. Sad but true. Time If the wind is fair, you never had a care, didn't you? But a heaping helping a foolish pride, swimming hard against the tide. So won't you let it ride? Clear as an unknown law, it takes a lot to fall. Move along, scream into the blackest night. You made it all right, didn't you? But a heaping helping a foolish pride, swimming hard against the tide. So won't you let it ride? Hey, what you doing up there? Did you grow your hair? Sing the blues. Oh, don't you let it ride. Don't you let it ride. So won't you let it ride? So won't you let it ride? So won't you let it ride? So let me introduce the band for you real quick, if you don't know us. Over here on the bass, we got Billy. Billy's on the bass. Over here, we got Rosie on the lead guitar. My name is Ross. And back here on the drums, the hardest working man in show business, Mr. Dro Manfrey. This song's called Pocket Change. I sold the summer, sold it for some pocket change. I found a lover who rides the range. We had one invitation to play in the backseat of a Chevrolet. And the words I heard you say is come along. I sold the summer, sold it for some pocket change. I found a lover who rides the range. We had one invitation to play in the backseat of a Chevrolet. And the words I heard you say this way. Gonna go down this way, this way, this way, this way. I sold the summer, sold it for some pocket change. I found a lover who rides the range. And my vacation to play in the backseat of a Chevrolet. And the words I heard you say was come along.
To my room one night. So now I can get up, dance and jump forever a boy, find a choice of your own. I promise to go. My love, first love so true. No one can take the place of you. Sleep over, let it come. You're forever, boy, and that's the damage done. Promise to go. Promise to go. I promise as I walk upon this world. Some part of me will always be your girl. I promise I made a promise you a promise. Goodbye, that has to be. 'Cause you're gone, but not me. So live like Peter Pan syndrome. You're forever a boy, find your choice of your own. I made a promise to go. Promise to go. I promise as I walk upon this world. Some part of me will always be your girl. I promise I made a promise you go. Promise you go. Promise you go. Promise you go.
Thank you out there in internet land. That was a composition of Rosie's composition. That's our song on the radio. I'm pretty sure they still have it in the archives, right? If you're local around here in Baltimore, you know WTMD, if you call them up and request that song, they probably will play it. And it'll make everybody in the band really happy.
Agreed.
So are we tipping our bartenders tonight?
Well, I think everybody is their own bartender at home, probably.
You've heard about
But
it.
you could tip yourselves. I
You
mean,
can tip yourselves.
No problem.
You've heard about it on the television and you saw it on the radio, the drink break.
Right.
So anyway, like I was saying, we hope everybody's doing well, getting through these trying times. We'd like to thank Hartford Sound, Keith, and all the guys back here and girls working hard to bring this to you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for everyone who's tuned in. We appreciate you.
And I'm going to have to say, we're not really endorsed by Dogfish Head, but I'm going to say that this low-cal IPA, it's not without its charm. So anyway, wait a second. I don't even know what we're doing. Rules. It's another Rosie song. Rosie has the best songs.
Makes its own rules. You just can't tell it what to do. Try to make good choices, what's sensible and right for you. But if your heart's not in it, it will never work out for you. The heart makes its own rules. The heart likes to make a dare. What's to know you'll follow anywhere. Your heart cries out for someone. You feel it deep down in your soul. There's a reason you found this love, and now you just have to follow the heart. Always know. Never know where it's gonna lead you. Straight down the boulevard of fool. Somehow it's always gonna feel so right. No, it hurts. Makes its own rules. What's gonna happen with me and you? I just don't ask questions. I'll just enjoy my time with you. All I know is I love you. That's all I can tell you. The heart makes its own rules. The heart makes its own rules. The heart makes its own rules. At the bottom of a well, ghostly shadows never wander. Voices from the grave won't tell what's going down. From the bright lights of the city to the dark end of the road, put the candle that you're burning, yeah, the shovel that you hold. For the miles to spend
between you and those bitter memories. Till the smile that you're wearing is free. Cold wind blowing down the mountain brings the dust down from the mine. It's in underneath the window, covers every single lie of what's going down. From the bright lights of the city to the dark end of the road, from the candle that you're burning, or the shovel that you hold, or the miles of stretch between you and those bitter memories, till the smile that you're wearing is free. Rosalie Waffle on the lead guitar, ladies and from the bright lights of the city to the dark end of the road, the candle that you're burning, or the shovel that you hold, or the miles you spent between you and those bitter memories, till the smile that you're wearing is free. All right, we're rolling right along, tuning up because we care about your ears, and ours as well. Again, I hope everybody has their beverage and perhaps some popping corn to eat during this live stream.
I highly recommend that. I think that's a great idea, Ross.
It's a great idea. I don't like to microwave popcorn. I like to make my popcorn on this stage.
Really? Wow. Jiffy
Yeah.
Pop.
Oh no, heavens no. Well, maybe a little bit. All right. So anyway, these next couple songs are, I guess, our newest songs. We just recorded these before all the troubles ensued. Glad to get into the studio, and
They have not been released yet.
they haven't been released. And we feel they're rather strong, so they're going to be used as a bargaining chip. We're going to get the best deal we can get. Okay. All right. So, song's called Salsa Rita. I said, hey, little lady, honey, where'd you go? I've been waiting for an hour, waiting all alone. Yeah, you're underneath the street light at the 5 and dime. Yeah, you gotta go, baby. Give me one more time. A long way down. in the morning, at the break of dawn. Yeah, midnight hour. Yeah, you got it going on. Hey, underneath the street light, have to find and dine. Yeah, you got it going, baby. Give me one more time. It's a long way down. I said, hey, Salsarita, honey, where'd you go? I've been waiting for an hour, waiting all alone. Give me one for the money, give me two for the show, give me three to get ready, give me four to go. That's right. The long way down. All right, it's rock and roll. Okay.
Here's another new one. Actually, we played it.
Here's another number, another new number. Yeah, the jury's still out on that low-cal IPA. I don't know. It's like taking a shower with a raincoat on. What's the point?
I'm not a beer drinker, so don't look at me.
Rosie likes her tequila. All right, this song's called One More Time. Rolling out of town and into the sun. Shadows stretched out on the ground. In another time, I can't let it go. So what else can I say? One more time around the globe, dashing on. One more time around the day. One more time around, I can't let it go. So what else can I say? See me sitting on the porch step at night, where I used to hang around. In another time, I can't let it go. So what else can I say? One more time around the globe. say. You know, I can almost hear that applause. Can you hear it? I can hear it. It's like a wave. It's like cresting over Bel Air Road,
Yeah.
up Route 7,
Heading on up this way.
and over the creek. It got its feet wet trying to cross the creek.
That could happen. That's why it's good to wear flip-flops.
Waves of applause should always wear flip-flops.
Right.
All right, where are we at in the set for here?
This is an old one.
It's an old one. It's a fun one.
Red wine.
This song started out, when I wrote this song in my kitchen, it started out as a slow, kind of dirgy, kind of minor chord thing, for want of a better word. And that was just like so boring. It's like the muse of the minor chord was, I took it and I carried it up to the Overly Heights on the big cliff there, and I pushed it off the cliff. And it flew down and it like bounced and got up and walked away.
And it was rolling down a hill and it picked up speed. Is that what happened?
It picked up speed, and it got a little more aggressive and dirty as it rolled down the hill. You ever see that commercial? Guy's rolling down the hill, and after a while, he's like, his clothes are all ripped up. That's the way this song kind of progressed into this. It's called Red Wine. So much expectations buried in the sand, but what's the use in treasure if you can't hold it in your hand?
That's right.
I got a little pocket to put a penny in, and a bottle of red wine. There's a wind across the valley, it's once on the hill. So have another drink, my friend, and take another pill. Oh, but nothing good can happen when you're just sitting still with a bottle of red wine. See them at that corner store, they sit around the back. Over on the avenue beside the chicken shack. Honey, no one's ever leaving and no one's coming back with a bottle of red wine. Here we go. See them at that corner store, they sit around the back. Over on the avenue beside the chicken shack. Honey, no one's ever leaving and no one's coming back with a bottle of red wine. One more time. Now, did we get that in under 2 minutes and 10 seconds? That was 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Probably.
I'm getting all wound up here. I have to unwound my cord.
This is a good song for unwounding.
Unwounding.
It's about somebody kind of wandering around aimlessly on the Eastern Shore, not knowing where they're going. Just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, I wrote this song in my kitchen. It was a trilogy of them. I used to do a lot of interesting things as a late teenager, early 20s, things that I probably shouldn't have been doing. But I had a lot of adventure, and a lot of songs came out of it. And they usually have something to do with a ghost or getting murdered in a car or something like that. Murder ballads. But is the song really about a ghost, or is the ghost metaphorical?
I thought it was metaphorical.
It could be. Or it could be it's an actual ghost. Anyway, the song's called Ghost on the Highway. Thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thanks, folks.
I know, it's kind of weird.
Thanks for that.
The peanut gallery.
This is another one. The last one was on our last CD, Majestic Hotel. So is this one.
So where can the fine folks find Majestic Hotel?
Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff. Huh? Where? Ocean City. Actually, the actual Majestic Hotel is there, and I don't know if it's open or not, but probably.
It's still open. I just had we had a picture of it recently. So it's in all your online stores. And speaking of Majestic Hotel, this is the first track off of that. The song's called "Living for Today."
Well, I sat down on that bar stool and I ordered up a beer. Yeah, 16 years and 15 hours, and I'm still sitting here. Yeah, but Mary wasn't happy, so she moved back with her mom. An empty house, an empty bottle, trouble with the law. Past indiscretion, yeah, belonged to yesterday. Damn it all, I'm living for today. Gonna catch a breezy semi out of this old desert town. Yeah, and sleep beside the ocean and listen to the sound. Yeah, those big old waves crashing will be music to my ears. Yeah, all those wasted feelings and all those wasted years. Past indiscretion, yeah, I belong to yesterday. Damn it all, I'm living for today. Called out closing with the ghost of old Tom Joad. One more for my baby and one more for the road. Saturday night has left us, yeah, but Sunday pulls a chair. And I'm out on the highway, baby, I'm up in the air. Past indiscretion, yeah, I belong to yesterday. Damn it all, I'm living for today. Damn it all, I'm living for today. Damn it all, I'm living for today.
All right. So we're closing in. We'd like to thank everybody who's tuned in, stuck around, checked it out. We really appreciate it. Anybody who's throwing a few shekels our way, we really appreciate it. If not, it's all good. We're just here to have some fun. This is the part of the program. We've reached the part of the program where we play the ambiguous cover song. So
Happens. It happens.
it happens. We're going to play a cover song because, give the people what they want. The people want a cover song. By gum, we're going to give them a cover song, right? So anyway, this is it's a Chuck Berry song made popular by Johnny Rivers and a few other fine people. I printed the lyric sheet out because for some odd reason I could never remember the lyrics to this song. And I've got 10,000 million songs in my brain, and one more wouldn't hurt. But I think this one, like like, you know, the big like hairball and a clog, you know, one little piece of hair comes down and it like clogs the whole thing up, and then it doesn't work anymore. That's a bad analogy.
Maybe.
Okay. Does it seem like is it obvious I'm trying to stretch this out?
Just start the song.
Is this start the song? So Memphis. You know what? We're gonna start that again because I completely messed that up. I am like embarrassed. This is one of the ones we haven't practiced in a while. So let's try this again.
Long distance information, give me Memphis, Tennessee. Trying to find the party that got in touch with me. She could not leave a number, but I know who placed the call. Cause my uncle took the message and he wrote it on the wall. Long distance information, get in touch with Manta Ray. She's the only one that'll call me here from Memphis, Tennessee. Her house is on the south side, high up on the ridge, just a half a mile from the Mississippi Bridge. Hey! All this information, yeah, then I cannot have. Only that I miss her and all the fun we had. But we fought apart because her mind did not agree, and tore apart our happy home in Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, last time I saw Marie, she was waving me goodbye. Hurry ho, drops on her cheek that dripped off from her eye. Marie is only 6 years old. Information, please. Help me get it through to her in Memphis, Tennessee. Hey! All right. This is a song for all the lovers out there. We're wannabe lovers. We're secret lovers. We're those on a Friday night in the local tavern, just looking for a little companionship. This song's called Hold On to Someone.
The bar was dark and empty as she walked in through the door. Something told me this will be the night. My desperation buried in my furrowed brow. Throw the ball, I'll knock it out of sight, yeah. I gotta hold on to someone. I gotta hold on to someone tonight. She had one eye in the mirror and one eye on the bar. Sparkled as she watched herself go by. I got an ace in my pocket and I'm gonna play my hand. Never win if you never try. Yeah. I gotta hold on to someone. I gotta hold on to someone tonight. I gotta hold on to someone. Hold on to someone tonight. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Rosie Walker on the lead guitar. Yeah! All right. That's usually a killer one at the end of the night. Everybody's like, ah, or like, shut up, you drunks.
Yeah, but we're going to do one more.
We have one more. All right, this is our first record. When was the first record? 10, 15 years ago?
Long time.
Long time ago. We recorded this at the late Sound Locker. We're a virtual who's who of anybody in Baltimore recorded. And I'm going to take this half a second here. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and your support.
Thank you.
And for following the band and trying to make our job seem a little less stressful by saying, hey, there are some folks that are paying attention to us. And it's all good. 1, 2, 4, 100, who cares? It's all good. Oh, and we have a couple happy birthdays. See, you have to stay to the end of the broadcast to get your happy birthday shout out. See, that's a little trick we use. First of all, Mike Milstein, commonly known as Squeegee. Squeegee!
Happy birthday,
Where you at,
dude.
Squeegee? Where you at? Are you out there? Guitar for the Chelsea Graveyard. And the Screams at Midnight, but not from England. I think they cut that part off. And the second one is Joe's friend, Leslie, 6 Feet Under. Happy birthday to both of you. And I hope you're enjoying your day. And we're going to hoist a couple for you later and say happy birthday, kind folks. And big thanks to the guys and girls here at Hartford Sound for putting this on. And I'd like to thank Billy, Rosie, Joe. And
Thank you, Ross.
we're going to have a big hug fest after this, but a virtually distanced hug fest. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. All right, here we go. This song's called Two Hearts.
Trolling around. Say, I've got a blanket, summer is standing on the ground. Two hearts are beating, two hearts are beating, two hearts are beating like a drum. Hey. Well, out on the highway, you're going my way, trolling around. Wine left on the table, half through the label, makes a sound. Two hearts are beating, two hearts are beating, two hearts are beating like a drum. Hearts are beating, hearts are beating, hearts are beating like a drum. Say, will I see those glances? Know that romance is trolling around. Wine left on the table, half through the label, makes a sound. Makes a sound. Makes a beautiful sound. Two hearts are beating, two hearts are beating, two hearts are beating like a drum. Two hearts are beating, two hearts are beating, two hearts are beating like a drum. Two hearts are beating, hearts are beating. Hearts are beating like a drum.
Once again, we're the Harlan County Kings. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Come up here, guys. Let's give a bow out here. Don't touch me. We got to say 6 foot distance. Come on up here, Joe. Thanks a lot, everybody. Once again, we're the Harlan County Kings. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to see you soon. Good night.
Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a night. Just phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal evening. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Follow everybody on Instagram and on Facebook. Please follow the Harlan County Kings on Facebook. And please go find Mr. Fisher everywhere he is found. He's pretty much Woody on everywhere. I am just in awe of tonight. So thank you again. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that bell. And come back tomorrow, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West, for movie director Peter Neal, who is directing a new movie based on the life of Jimi Hendrix. So that should be a fun conversation. Guys, I appreciate and love every single one of you guys. And until tomorrow, peace.